Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to program a Chauvet Footsie 2 to control a Chauvet gigbar 2. It's just kind of a piggyback video off of another guy that has a video on YouTube showing how to use a Footsie to control a module. It's kind of tricky, but I'm going to show you some easy tricks that I've learned, and then I'm going to show you some stuff that I had trouble with, so maybe it can kind of help avoid any annoyances that you might have doing it. So first, what I want to do is the reason why I wanted to do this video is because, like some of you guys, I bought the gigbar 2. It came with its own wireless foot switch. I thought that was the coolest thing. I have a wireless foot switch. I was having wires all over the stage, and being a guitar player, singer, I don't have time to be pushing buttons with my hands, so I thought it was perfect. The only drawback to that pedal is, one, there's no LED screen that kind of tells you what bank you're on. Two, if you're on a bank, let's say on the sound banks, there's like 9 banks or 10 banks, I can't remember what. If you're on bank 1 and you switch over to bank 2, you can't come back to bank 1. You have to kind of cycle through all of them, so you kind of foot tap on stage a little bit, and then sometimes you push a pedal, you think you've pushed it, it didn't get pushed, so it's kind of a guessing game, I guess, so to speak, whether or not you're going back to where you want to be. So the good thing about the Footsie 2 is it does have an LED screen, tells you where you're at. You can program your banks wherever you want them, and it just makes it a little bit easier for you on stage. So I'm going to show you first how to plug it in. Some of you guys might be like, well, I already know how to plug it in, but there might be some people that might have had trouble with it. So let's go ahead and bring you down closer over here to the Footsie 2. So on the Footsie 2, you have your 5 buttons here. Each of these buttons controls a different thing, and I'll go into all of that. But the first thing I want to show you is how it's plugged in. And I do have a DMX cable into the DMX output, and then I have the adapter. It does come with the adapter. The 9-volt, 12-volt DC adapter is plugged in. Now, one of the big things that I had trouble with when I first got it was it didn't want to work, like right out of the box, and I got a little nervous. Not even the blackout function would work, and I was like, man, what's going on with this thing? It didn't want to, it was not communicating with it. I noticed, I started messing with the back of the gigbar. I started doing some stuff. Didn't even look at the back of this anymore. I was just thinking it has to be something with the module. Well, it wasn't anything with the module. It just so happened that the polarity switch wasn't in the right spot. So to avoid some hassle, maybe you might have some annoyances, like it's not working for you. Obviously the power's on, but the polarity switch does have to be to the left. So this side closest to the DMX cable. Okay. So now let's go to the back of the gigbar 2, and I'll show you some stuff that's on the back of the gigbar 2. Now at the back of the gigbar 2, and you can kind of see how I have it plugged in. I do got the DMX in cable there. This would be a DMX out in case you're running a slave module off this one. Okay, now let me show you what I got going on right over here. Right now you can see that the red dot is on. That's just basically telling you the module is plugged in. It's ready to go. The first thing you're going to have to do in the back is you're going to push the menu button. And when you push the menu button and you cycle through it, it kind of cycles through a bunch of different functions. But what you want to do is you want to put it on D001 and push enter. Now when you push enter, you're going to see something flash like 23 channel, 03, 11 channel. I've tried all of the channels. For me, the easiest one was the 11 channel. So I'm going to go there. Okay. Now, I'm not a DMX expert, guys, so I don't really know much about 3 channel, 11 channel, or 23 channel. All I can tell you is that from what I've messed with, that was the easiest thing for me. So, okay. So like I say, guys, I'm not a DMX guy. I bought this pedal through Sweetwater. I'm not endorsed by Sweetwater. I just bought it through them because they had it. Musician's Friend doesn't have it. American Musical doesn't have it. Guitar Center doesn't have it. I just wanted to get it online, shipped quick, and Sweetwater got it to me pretty quick. So, okay. So let me show you some of the knobs, and then I'm going to show you some things that I have not figured out yet. And it's just, like I say, this is just a basic overview, just to give you a better light show than you may already have. I mean, it's kind of easy to get lazy with the lights and just have them flash red, yellow, blue, or whatever colors that you have on your module, and just let it sit like that. And it does become kind of monotonous, and it kind of doesn't create a mood of excitement, which is what you want these lights to do. That's the whole point of lights. Okay, so over here you have your 6 buttons, one for each of the fixtures, and it's 1 through 6. You have a blackout button, and you can see that the red light is on, indicating that the lights are blacked out, hence the reason none of the lights are on. Okay, we have a program button, which is going to be used to program the module. We have a delete button in case you make any mistakes or you don't like it or you want to start fresh. You can delete an entire scene or an entire chase sequence. And then you have these knobs right here that control the color for each of the modules. So as you mess with the knobs, it adjusts how much of each of these lights will be distributed between the derbies and the RGB lights. And over here we have the audio sensitivity knob. Now, the only drawback to being on an 11 channel is I cannot program these lights to be sound activated. So what that means is if you want your lights to be sound activated, the only way I've been able to do that is through the back of the module is putting it on 3 channel or 23 channel. So you can get sound activated. The only problem with the only reason I didn't do that is it's a little more complicated for me to program scenes and chases with it. I was spending too much time with it, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go back to the 11 channel. It just worked easier for me. Okay, let's do some programming. Okay, the first thing you want to do, the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you some of the scenes I have, and I'll kind of zero in on the lights and the module at the same time. So right now it's on blackout, and I'm going to push up. It says scene 1. If you keep cycling through, it'll show you all the scenes that you've programmed. I have programmed 7. You'll notice it cycles back to 1 because there's no 8. Okay, I've pushed enter. Notice the lights are still not on. And the reason they're not on is because the blackout function has not been activated yet. So when you push blackout, you'll notice the lights come on. Now, what I want you to notice is I do have an issue with one of my derbies right here. The blue light is not working on one of the derbies, so that's why it's only on green. Okay. So as you cycle through, I'm gonna black this out real quick. What I want you to know, what I think is really cool about this module is you can actually switch and go to the scene you want to go to without the lights doing anything. The lights won't go to that scene until you push the enter button. So it's kind of cool, like you can have it ready, because let's say you want a strobe coming up on a certain part of a song or solo. You can kind of push the pedal bank. Let's say you want it on, let's say scene 2 is where you got some strobes, right? Okay, so let's say right here I'm on scene 1, it's on. I go to scene 2, notice it hasn't done anything. When I push enter, it activates it. Let's say I want to go back to scene 1, I go down, still strobing, won't go to scene 1 until I push enter, which is kind of cool because you don't get the strobe effect until it's ready to go, and you can kind of, let's say you want to jump from scene 1 to scene 7, you can do that too. Now let me show you one little drawback that you might have with it. Let's say you're in scene 1, you want to go to scene 5. If you wait too long, the module thinks you don't want to go to scene 5 anymore. It actually returns you back to scene 1. So if you wait too long to push that button to go to that scene, it's going to go back to where you were. So you're going to have to redo it. So I always wait, 3, maybe 4 seconds before I want to go to that new scene before I start clicking on that button. Okay, so let's do some programming, basic programming. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to hold down the program button, okay? And you're going to hold it down till the orange light appears, or the red light, I'm sorry. The red light is on. Now you can cycle through the scenes all the way up to scene 24. Earlier you couldn't because it was not in program mode, but now that it's in program mode, I can go to scene 8. Scene 8 is empty. I want to program scene 8. Okay, this is where it gets a little tricky. First, you want to push fixture 1. Now, when you push fixture 1, you think, oh, it's going to control fixture 1. It actually doesn't. Okay? Let's see what I got. Oops. Okay. There's another little problem I had. Nothing's happening. The reason nothing's happening is because the blackout function is still activated. So you do have to push blackout once you get to the scene that you want to program. Okay, now I have some... Okay. What I've done right here is I've moved the white knob all the way to the right. And I've noticed if you don't move the white knob first, nothing, excuse me. If the white knob's on 0, nothing will work. Look at that. I'm moving all the knobs. It's showing that they're going up. Nothing's happening. If I move all these back to the 0 position and I move the white one all the way up, the lights turn on. That's the only way I was able to do it. Now I can control the colors. I want red. If you move the red knob little by little, it'll start. Oops, wait, hold on. Okay. All right, I'm sorry. I got the white at about 12 o'clock. Nothing's on, just white at 12 o'clock. Now you can move the red button and you can kind of get different shades. And I think if you move it far enough, it'll start to blink. Well, no, it's not blinking. Okay. So right here, you can control the shades of red. I'll show you how to make it blink in a little while. I got green. Now blue, only these 3 are working. I don't want you to think that that one's not, I don't want you to think that, oh, I'm only, it's because the blue on this one's burnt out. For whatever reason, it's not working. So anyway, and then we got amber, which actually isn't amber, it's a black light color. Okay. Now, let's say you want to make them flash. I got my red. The white's at 12 o'clock. All you have to do is just move it a little bit over to about 9 o'clock. They start flashing. If you want the derbies to make, instead of blink, to rotate, you move the UV button and they start to move. As you can see on the floor there, they're starting to move a little bit. Let's say you like that program. You want to save it. You push. You don't hold program, just push program. Starts to blink. That tells you it's on. Now hold program to get out of program mode. I usually turn off the fixture. I zero everything back out the way it was. I'm going to go to scene 7 first. Okay. Now let's go to the one we just programmed. You go up, scene 8, enter, and there's our red. Pretty simple. Okay. So I've showed you how to program a scene, and like I say, you know, there's kind of some tweaking. The only thing I have not been able to do, if we go back into program mode, let me show you. Let's go back into program. I'm going to stay with scene 8, which is the one we just programmed. My white back on. Get out of blackout mode, right? Because it's blacked out. Okay. I zeroed everything out. The only thing I've not been able to do is have the derby lights turn off and just have the RGBs on, or vice versa. I have not figured out how to do that, and I don't think it can be done through 11 channel. So if you do want to do that, you're going to have to mess with 3 channel or 23 channel. For me, it was a little more complicated, so I kind of just said, you know what, this is the easiest way for me to program lights. I'm just going to go this route. It was easier for me. So that's what I did. But anyway, let's go back to, let's say I don't make any changes. If you don't push program, it's not going to save anything. See, right now I messed with it, and now the derbies are not moving. But if you hold program for a little while, it goes back to the way you had it. If you push it and let it go right away, it's going to take that new program, whatever you did to it. Okay, so I'm going to black it out. Now I'm going to show you how to program a scene. Alright guys, so I've showed you how to program a scene. I got my glasses on because my vision isn't what it used to be. But I'm kind of reading the manual at the same time that I'm going to do this, just so you can kind of see that it's not that hard to do. The first thing I'm going to show you is a chase scene that I already programmed. So what I'm going to do is get out of program mode. I'm going to go to chase. I'm on scene 1, enter. And what I have here is kind of a slow moving chase scene. It's just different colors. Like I say, the blue doesn't work on that derby, but just kind of cycling through the colors. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and black that out. And now I'm gonna show you how you can do one. It's pretty easy. So what you gotta do first is enter program mode. Program lights up. Press mode until the left display reads chase. Already there. Press and hold the blackout function until it reads add. I already have that too. Okay, now use enter's tap sync to scroll through the chase bank. So what this is basically, it's going to cycle through the chases that I've already programmed. I've already had programmed 1. I programmed 2, even though it's just one scene in this chase scene. 3 also has 1 scene in the chase scene. Chase 4 has 8 scenes. I'm now going to chase 5. It's a brand new one. It's empty. If you notice right here, it says 0, 0. And if you were to keep on going, 6, 7, 8, that'd all be 0, 0. But I'm going to go to 5. It's my earlier empty chase bank scene, and I'm going to program some scenes. Okay, so then you're going to go ahead and do the same thing that you did last time, where you pick a fixture, you turn on that white about 12, what was that, 12 o'clock. Oh, by the way, make sure you turn off the blackout function. Okay, so at 12 o'clock, kind of programming, and I'm gonna throw in some derbies. Now, to get the derbies moving, you do got to move the UV button all the way to the right. It starts to move them. Okay. If you like that scene for your first chase scene, like I say, it's gonna be pinging through a bunch of them. If you like that one, press program flashes. That's number 1. Okay. Then you're gonna go ahead and do the same thing you did earlier, and it'll keep programming new ones. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn off the red. I'm gonna go with green. I push program again. Now it shows 2. I'm gonna do the same thing, but with blue. Program. Now it's got 3 scenes. I'm gonna go out of that one. Okay, now this one doesn't do much because, so I'm gonna do some red and some yellow or a little bit of green in there, program. Add some blue in there, program. And right now I'm just messing with colors just to show you. Okay. So once you're done, exit program mode. I'm gonna go ahead and black it out. Okay. Now, there's a way that you can set the speed of the chase scene as well. Okay. So press and hold the blackout function until speed 0316 shows on the middle display. Alright, we notice right here it's got my speed. Okay. Then it says press up and down and speed will be triggered. Okay, I am on blackout, so let me get out of there. If you notice, they're cycling through a lot faster, and then of course you can make it go faster and faster and faster, and now it's really going pretty quick. Let's say you like speed 15, that's a good speed for you. I might go down a little bit, 14 is, oh, you know what, 15 is good. Okay, so I'm gonna stay on 15. If you like that speed, like I say, I'm just reading this right out of here. If you like that speed, press enter tap sync until the display shows the current scene or chase to exit speed stage. So press enter tap sync until the screen, okay? All right, so now we have this programmed to that speed. So this is kind of a faster chase scene, so to speak, and they're cycling through. You can program up to like 12 different ones, and it can flash through a bunch of stuff. So guys, I hope that helped a little bit, man. Like I say, I'm not a DMX expert. I use this in my 80s rock band called Alley Cat Crash, A-L-I-C-A-T, and then Crash. But like I say, you know, we have somewhere. Let me show you some scenes, like I say, that we do have in here. For example, like when we do songs like Twisted Sister or AC/DC, stuff like that, where I want the crowd to get some of the colors on them. Okay. Alright, so I'm in blackout mode. Alright, so this is scene 1, like I say. Alright, so let's say, like, you know, you're going to like a song like We're Not Gonna Take It or TNT. You want the crowd to get some strobes going on them. I got some strobes flashing right at the crowd. Let's say you just want the crowd to be lit up, like light up the whole venue. Just leave them on. I got some where, you know, the laser starts hitting. I got the laser going and just a nice little dim light, derby lights on the band. And like I say, you just got to keep playing with it. I showed you earlier how to program a scene. If you want to program the black light and the strobes on the top, or even the laser, that is in fixture 2. So when you do go program your scene, like I showed you earlier, I showed you how to program fixture 1, which control these 4. Fixture 2 controls the ones on the bar, these little lights right here, and that laser, and the different knobs will accent that. Like I think the first 2 are for the laser, and the last 2 are for the black light and the strobes. But everything's in this manual. Guys, I just wanted you to see. I mean, I know at first it can be kind of daunting, especially if you've never messed with DMX or anything like that, like myself. I'm kind of a rookie at it, or not kind of a rookie, I am a rookie at it. So But anyway, I hope this video helps. This is my first video I've ever put on YouTube as far as that, but I really felt the need to do it because that's the first thing I do is I look on YouTube for any type of help. So hopefully help you guys. Like I say, I'm new to it. Everything I've shown you is basically what I know. So if you ask me any like real technical questions about DMX, I mean, I'll try to answer it, but 99% sure I probably don't know the answer. So anyways, thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video.